Now, well, on this website that you see right here, you will see these examples. These examples, basically, it's like a little HTML editor built inside your web page, okay? If you click right there where it says try it yourself, over here on the left-hand side, you will see these have your codes right here on the left-hand side, over here on the left. Over here on the right, this is what your page would look like. So you can go in here and edit any of this stuff over here. Like where it says this is a heading, I could erase that and type in my name, right? And then just hit run, and then you'll see it changes the content of the page, okay? Those little pieces of this website are pretty nice if you want to experiment with different codes and how they look and all that stuff. The one thing I want to point out to you though is this. You will see a lot of these examples right there. It's very easy to copy and paste those into your own code, but that is cheating, okay? Never, ever, ever copy and paste codes from this website, okay? There is somebody in this room that you are allowed to copy and paste their codes. No.
Yours.
Yours? Who's yours?
Your own.
No, not mine.
Ours.
Who said your own?
This guy.
Thank you. You all, any code that you type in yourself, feel free to copy and paste. Let me repeat that. Any code that you type in yourself, feel free to copy and paste. Do not copy and paste anybody else's codes. Okay? Once you enter the codes, they're your intellectual property. Feel free to use it however you like. Okay? Now, let me close this thing out right here. I need you guys over here to be quiet, please. Go over here. You all need to be in the same section that I'm in right now. A good rule of thumb is to make your screen look like mine. Okay? Right now, I want you to go to this section right here that says HTML Introduction. Right here, HTML Introduction. Click on that. Let's go over this page right here. Now, gives you these terms. What is HTML? It stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Describes the structure of web pages using markup. Okay. Those of you that have taken computer programming, you learned a programming language, right? Commands tell your computer what to do, so on and so forth. In HTML, those are known as markup tags, okay? It tells your web browser how to display a page. The HTML elements are the building blocks of HTML pages. Elements are represented by tags, and it says HTML tags label pieces of content, such as heading, paragraph, table, and so on. Browsers do not display the HTML tags, but use them to render the content. Now, if you take a look right here, this is a pretty easy example of an HTML page, okay? That's going to be the first thing that we're actually going to create this page right here, okay? Now, before you all start like doing a lot of designing and all that good stuff, I want to let you all know what program you are expected to use in here, okay? This program is on basically every PC computer that has ever been made. That program is called Notepad. Open up this program called Notepad, please. Gentlemen, I need y'all to be quiet, please. Now, for those of you that don't know how to find Notepad, if you click on Start, you could just type in Notepad right there and you'll get it pulled up. You can go to All Programs and then find Accessories, which is right here. And then open up this program called Notepad. Looks just like that right there. Okay. Now, a couple of things before we get going on this. You all, this is a really big room, okay? And when I'm typing stuff in Notepad on my computer that I'm using to demonstrate to you, okay, I will oftentimes make my font really, really big so people can see it better. I'm going to start out using 20-point font, okay? You don't necessarily have to type yours that big, okay? Another thing that I want to point out to you as well. I would prefer for you not to use programs like Notepad++ and stuff like that. And the reason that is because programs like that will it will automatically fill your codes in for you. And I've learned over the years that people don't learn the codes unless they are actually typing them in themselves. Okay? Now, what I want you to do in your Notepad document, I'm going to go right here. I'm going to zoom in really far. And I want you to copy those codes that you see right there. Do not copy and paste those from the website. I want you to copy those codes that you see right there. Copy them exactly as they are written. Copy those codes right there. Copy that down into Notepad right there. Please do that right now. Do not copy and paste the codes. Type those in there right now. I'm going to do it too on my iPad. You know, one thing that I would do if I were you, and I would get in the habit of doing this, but you have this tag, doc type, and then space HTML that just tells you what the type of document you're going to be using. But you also have this open HTML right there, and then down here you have /HTML, which means it's the close tag that goes with it. Whenever you write an open tag like that, I would go ahead and put a close tag with it. Like, I'm going to put this back up there in a moment, but if you take a look here, what I'm doing, find it. I'm typing mine in right here, and I'm going to go and add everything in between those open HTML and close HTML. Just a good habit for you to get into while you're doing this. I promise you I'm going to put it back up there. There we go. Let me get out of your way so you can see. And y'all, just so you know, I am recording this. So those of you that are doing a lot of talking, you will be on the recording. I would prefer for you all to keep the noise to a minimum while we are recording. Generally, if you are absent one day and I do something like this up on the board, I do want to be able to record that so that you can know what we did that day.
You use WS Studio for
Yes,
it?
sir. generally don't go back and edit the videos, okay? I don't have that much time on my hands. Y'all, if you all don't finish by the time I'm done, you're not very fast typers. I'm literally typing with 2 fingers on my iPad right now. You don't have to save this yet. All right, is anybody still typing that?
I'm slow at typing.
Well, I would suggest to you, if you're still typing this, you might want to work on your keyboarding skills, okay? We're going to copy a lot more of stuff like this
I
off
have
the
a
board.
class for keyboarding skills too.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Now, when you're done, yours should look something like this, right? Look something like that, right? Now, I see there's people that didn't follow the instructions. I told you not to save it yet. Okay? There's some pretty specific directions I'm getting ready to give you on saving your work, okay? Now, we are going to save this as an HTML file in a moment, okay? But the key thing I want y'all to understand is, number 1, every time you start a new website, gentlemen, are you all listening to a word I'm saying over here? Okay. Because I asked y'all not to save yet, and you went ahead and did it. You're getting ready to do it right now. Please pay attention. Now, y'all, every time you start a brand new website, you need to create a folder for that new website. Okay, does everybody understand that? Every time we create a new website, we're going to put our work inside of a new folder. Okay? We're going to do a practice website together in class. We're going to do a practice website together in class. This is going to be the first page that's going to go on our practice website. Okay? The first page of every website is going to be the home page. Okay? The home page is always going to have the same name. Okay? Let me repeat this. Every time you start a new website, create a new folder. Every time you save the first page of the website, it has the exact same name. That exact same name is going to be index.html. Now, first things first. Let's go ahead and let's make a folder for this practice website that we're doing. Okay? I'm going to go and put my folder on my T drive. Right here. It's your student folder. Mine's DISMITH. Yours could be whatever your user ID is, okay? I'm going to make a new folder. This is what, B3, correct? I'm going to call this new folder B3. And I'm going to call it, what is this, 2017? Okay. Well, that's going to be my folder just for this class. Yes. Okay, you all, Scarlett just raised her hand and says, it won't let me right click to create a new folder, okay? I got bad news for you. You're not going to be able to right click all school year long, okay? And it's going to be really annoying, okay? I don't have control over that. If I had control over it, you would be allowed to right click, okay? You all are going to have to figure out how to do things without right clicking. In this case, I opened mine up in my File Explorer. You might open your book somewhere else. I just clicked the new folder button. Now, you all, inside that B3 folder, this is where I'm going to put my folders for all of our websites. Okay, so I'm going to make a new folder inside that one. specifically for this practice website. Now, you all, when you are creating file names in web design class, it's really important that you follow some of these conventions that I'm going to give you. For starters, anytime you create a file name, your life will be much easier, especially this semester when you have to type in all the file names yourselves. Your life will be a lot easier if you remember that all of your file names should be all lowercase letters and shouldn't have any spaces or special characters. Let me repeat that. Your file names, they need to have all lowercase letters, no spaces, no special characters. Now, I'm going to make this folder right here for this practice website. I'm just going to call it practice site. And once again, I'm going to make it all lowercase letters, no spaces, no special characters. Just going to call it practice site. Now, we're going to use this folder all the time. Make sure that you create a practice site folder. Make sure you create it on your student drive. And make sure you can locate it. Okay? We're going to use this a lot. If you're having trouble creating that folder, let me know. What's the problem? Yeah, just build site. No, other than that, that's all right, yes. Now, after that, I'm going to go back into my codes and I'm going to save this web page. I'm going to save this as a web page. This right here is not a web page, okay? That's an untitled text document. I want to save it as a web page. I'm going to go to File and then hit Save As. Then I'm going to go and find that folder I just created. B3, what is it, 2017, 2018? Call it 2016, 2017. Okay, there it is. Right there. I'm going to open up my practice site folder. And then keep in mind right here, where it says file name, it says star.txt. We do not want to save this as a txt document. We want to save it as a web page. So I'm going to type in my file name, which will be index. Instead of .txt, I'm going to type in .html. Index.html. It's going to be my home page. This is going to be file name for my home page. Anytime I start a new website, I'm going to make a new folder. The first page is always going to be called index.html. I'm going to hit save. All right, what did it do to my page? Did nothing to my page right now, right? How do I get from this to actually looking at a web page? Thank you. Go back into your practice site folder and make sure, don't try to open it through Notepad, okay? Matter of fact, go ahead and close this text document out. Go back in here to your student folder. Where is this at? Open up your practice site folder, and you should see right here. If I have it saved, it's saved as an HTML file. I have Google Chrome as my default web browser, right? But right here, you're gonna have to close that out and find where you have it located, save where you have it saved at. You go and open that up. Oh, there we go. And that's what it looks like. That's what your page looks like. Congratulations, you have designed that web page. I want to see this on everybody's screen. Pull this page up. Let me see it on your screen, please. Okay, I'll leave it. I want to put it up there. Let me see it. Leave here if you make a mistake. Get your save cancel. Well, I want to see it. I can see it. Where's yours at? Yeah, you saved it as a text document. Y'all, I want to see this page. Y'all got to prove to me that you know how to do this. Don't type it for him. Okay, you can
I'm just
talk to him.
looking
I don't care. He does it. You got to type it yourself. You have to type it yourself. Practice site, just like I did up there, Alfred. See something. And then practice site. T-R-A. T-R-A. But don't ever type it in for him. I know you're trying to help, but don't type it in for him, okay? T-R-A. P-R-A. Practice. P-R-A-C. T-I-I-C-E. S-I-T-E. Okay. And right here, right then what you see right here, index.html. Are you gonna go with yours? Okay. When you type this in, you put a space at the L. Delete that. Okay, you have to save those. File, save as. Okay, it's index.html. You gotta go inside your practice site folder. Is that your practice site folder? Okay, you all, this stuff is pretty easy so far, right?
Yeah.
Now, what do you do if you go back over here? You don't have that text file left in there in your website or in your folder anymore, right? Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, you don't have that text file in there. You should never have a text file in here. Usually you should never have a text file in there. Where did that text file go that we were editing a minute ago? What's that? It's not gone. It's still there. It's just embedded in this page. Okay? If you can right click, hit view page source, and it should have all the codes that you just typed in there. Okay? Now, in the old days, you could just right click and hit view page source, and it would open up the text file for you, and then you could go in there and edit it, save it, refresh your page, and you were good. Okay? Now, since they disable a lot of the features of your computer, annoying by the way, you either have to, I don't think you all can right click on your file, can you? Okay, you could hit right click, open with, and then choose notepad. But in this case, if you look right up here, y'all pay attention to this part right here, okay? Because this is annoying and you're going to have to fix this the first time. If you don't fix it the first time, this is going to mess you up. Right now, my default program for HTML files is Google Chrome. I'm going to change it. I'm going to hit choose default program, and I'm going to change it to Notepad. Okay, and there it opens it up in Notepad. But after I do that, I'm going to go back and change it back to Google Chrome. Okay? And the reason I'm doing that is just because if I don't go back and change it to Google Chrome, then, or if I go back and change it, I can always use that pull down menu and open up the notepad document, okay? I want to be able to open it up in a web browser, and I want to be able to open it up in Notepad both, okay? So keep that in mind. Now, you all have made a page, right? That's not hard, is it? If you found this part to be hard, you're going to struggle the rest of the semester, okay? I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. I'm going to repeat that for those of you that are sitting here saying, I don't know what to do. If you found this hard, you are going to struggle the rest of this semester, okay? I can't spend my time showing people how to create folders and save files, okay? A couple of rules to remind you. Create a new folder for every page, okay? When you go to save a file, make sure it's all lowercase letters, no spaces, no special characters. If anybody's struggling right now, let me know. All right, let's go back to the W3 school site, please. I want to take a look at this page. Now, this example that we just created, it explains what these tags are. These are about the most simple and basic tags you'll have in HTML. The doc type declaration defines this document to be HTML5. When you start a new website, that should be the first tag that you see in there every single time, okay? That needs to be the first tag. The second tag you need is this HTML tag that you see right there. And it says it's the root element of an HTML page. So everything that's going to go on your page needs to go between the open HTML and the closed HTML. Okay? Now, you also have this little head tag. Okay? The head tag can include stuff like the title. And if you look right here, this page title we created, that's what shows up there, in there. I think I've opened mine like 3 times. That's what shows up in your tab. You can also put a lot of like metadata in there about the website itself goes in there. But that always goes in between open head and close head. That stuff does not actually show up on the page. When you have this body tag, everything between the open body tag and the closed body tag there, that's what physically shows up on your page that you can see, okay? Then you have your heading and your paragraph tags, H1 and your P tags, okay? Those are all the simple, basic ones. You probably, almost every one of your web pages that you do are going to have those tags in them, okay? Now, let's talk about these tags real quick. Okay, now, let's talk about HTML tags. Those tags are those little commands that are surrounded by the brackets, okay? They normally come in pairs, like you have the P and the /P. They tell you on here, the first tag in a pair is the start tag, the second tag is an end tag. I always use the term open and close. You hear me talking about an opening tag and a closing tag, that's what I'm talking about. Your web browsers, we've kind of discussed those already. If you notice this part right here, and this is something I don't really do a good job of teaching, and I need to do a better job of teaching this. If you notice right here when they've written these codes in this example, they have your HTML tags are aligned to the left. And then every time they've gone down a level, they've indented the tags. That's not something I normally do a lot of, but what they're talking about is just indenting the tags that go inside an element. Like this part right here, that would be indented twice. You'll see what I'm talking about. I don't generally teach that because it doesn't like, what's the word I'm looking for? It doesn't affect the way your work is displayed, but you know, if you're sitting there thinking, I'm going to be a professional at this one day, or I might be interested in doing that, I would make sure you go through and organize your tags that way. Talked about the doc type. All right, let's go down there and click next. It's going to talk about your HTML editors. It says web pages can be created and modified by using HTML editors. It says, however, for learning HTML, we recommend a simple text editor like Notepad or TextEdit. It says, we believe using a simple text editor is a good way to learn HTML. And they go through the steps that we just did right there, okay? I want to reiterate that part to you. For those of you that want to use other programs, the best way to learn this is by actually writing the codes out, okay? That's how I learned it. That would be the best way for you to learn it. If you have if you use a Mac, does anybody use a Mac at home? Okay. The version of Notepad on a Mac is TextEdit, okay? We already did that example right there. We already did that. We already did that. All right, let's go click down on the next one. Let's go over here to this HTML basic section. Go click on the HTML basic section. We're going to add some of these tags in here. We've already gotten all of this stuff in there. Let's take a look at headings, okay? It says on here, HTML headings are defined with the H1 to H6 tag. H1 defines the most important heading, H6 defines the least important. And they show you, in this example, H1 all the way to H3. Let's go add some headings in here, okay? I'm going to go down here below my paragraph tag, and I'm going to go and add an H1 in here. Y'all do this with me, please. I'm just going to give this the label first level heading. And I'm going to close that. Now I'm going to go down here and add in an H2. Please do this with me if you're not already. Let me send them over here. Do not copy and paste this, by the way. Once you have it typed in, then you can copy and paste it. It's going to be a second level heading. What in the world do you use headings for on a page? What's that? To basically index your topics, right? To separate your topics. You don't know what you should be doing. You should be copying this off the board, okay? This is going to be a third level heading, right? You use these to index your information on a page. Basically, you use them to separate sections, right? There we go. Those 3 lines of code is what I want you to enter. Enter them anywhere in between your open body and closed body. When you save your page and refresh it, it's not going to look good, okay? And that's okay. The practice site is never going to look good. But once you have those 3 lines of code, save your page and then go back and refresh it. Now, these headings, they go all the way down to H6. Did y'all know that?
Yeah.
I have found in my time of making websites, I almost never go below an H3, okay? H1's big, and then your subheadings would be H2, and then subheadings below that would be H3. Probably most of the time won't go below an H3. I only have a handful of H3s on my website. Anybody still typing this? This is what it looks like right here. Boom. Okay, looks like that. They're just, the headings are getting smaller, right? Is that pretty easy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty easy so far, right? How much time do I got left? Okay, that's good. What else do I have down here? Okay, let's take a look right here where it says paragraphs. This will be the last thing we add in here today. If you were sitting down and you were writing a paper, okay, how would you denote that you were starting a new paragraph? You might indent it. If you were typing like a business letter, you might double space down, right? When you are writing stuff in HTML, anytime you want to make a new paragraph, you make a new P tag, okay? Anytime you want to end the paragraph, you put a close P tag. Start a new paragraph, open P. End a new paragraph, end that paragraph, close P. Go ahead, let's take a look at your code that we have right now. We already have a paragraph in your code, right? Right here it says my first paragraph. I'm just going to go right down below that one. I'm going to make a new paragraph. Let's add that in there. Oh, and then go down one more line. I'm going to put this as another paragraph. Put my close P on there. Save that. Just add another paragraph in there. What's that? There is comments, we're going to cover those later. It's really easy, it's on my webpage. You know, these are the things that I'm going over in class right now. It's pretty simple and basic stuff. If you get the stuff, if I like put something on the board, I expect you to put it on your page. But if you start like going through the W3 school site and learning how to do something, I'm not going to tell you, hey, you better stop learning, okay? I promise you I won't tell you that. I won't come over there and say, hey Jimmy, you need to stop learning, okay? I'm going to move pretty slow, especially starting out. Mr. Hampton, did you still have that mistake on yours?
I just fixed it.
Oh, I meant to show that earlier. Okay. Now, y'all, I want to show y'all how to fix mistakes real quick. And mistakes are going to be, you're going to get a lot more complicated mistakes than what we have here. Where are yours? Where's yours at? And TJ Stevens? Okay. All right, pull up your page real quick. Okay, let's take a look here. That little thing across the bottom is really annoying. You look right here. Preston's got a mistake on his. Okay, you look right there. Come on, right here.
Oh, that's it.
He made a mistake on his, right? That's supposed to be a first level heading, but it came out just as paragraph text. And as Lamaya told us, she ruined my surprise. This little bracket right there, he turned it in the wrong direction. They made one little error. He made one little error and it messed that whole line up, right? So, Preston, go ahead, pull up your code and change that real quick. And we'll see what happens when you fix it. Oh, my bad. Hold on. No, I'm controlling his